Na 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 na, na 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 na, wham bam, Teslacam.
Vic was driving his Model 3 with Autopilot engaged in Springfield, Virginia. Autopilot merged to the left to put Vic in one of the 3 lanes heading toward I-395 North. Autopilot slowly started to overtake a semi-truck on Vic's left that was driving a little under the speed limit. Right then, the truck driver decided to move over one lane, merging into the lane where Vic was driving. The driver used his turn signal, but Vic didn't notice because the truck was in his blind spot. Unfortunately, Vic was also in the truck driver's blind spot. The truck hit his Tesla, and Vic says Autopilot didn't react to avoid the collision, but Autopilot did sound an alarm when the impact occurred, which alerted him to quickly take over and save the car from spinning out. Vic showed his Teslacam footage to the state trooper that responded to the accident, proving that Vic had been in his own lane the entire time and that the truck had crashed into him. The truck driver was found to be at fault and received a citation. The repair estimate for the Tesla was $9,800. Luckily, the Teslacam footage made the insurance process simple. Vic has been told it'll take up to a month to receive replacement parts due to supply shortages. Callie was driving her Model Y in Jacksonville, Florida, traveling eastbound on I-10, about to head northbound on I-295. The driver of a Kia Soul must have realized she was in the exit lane and decided to merge back to I-10 without checking to see if the way was clear. The Kia hit the front end of the Tesla, but Callie managed to regain control of the car before stopping behind the Kia to have a word with the driver. Callie says that the girl driving the Kia was very nice and hadn't realized that the lane was ending. She admitted to making a bad decision by not checking to see if the way was clear. Callie contacted the Florida Highway Patrol but says she probably won't file a claim since her husband was able to fix up the car with some elbow grease. She'll still get a vehicle inspection, and she does have some back pain, but she's hoping it isn't serious. If the inspection finds any internal damage to the car, or if her back isn't better soon, she'll have to file that insurance claim after all. The photos showing where the car looks almost undamaged were taken after her husband managed to clean most of the Kia's black paint off. Mahmoud was driving in Stamford, Connecticut with his wife when suddenly kids were riding bikes in the middle of the 2-lane road. One of them wasn't paying attention and hit the front of the Tesla, crushing the bike. There was a minor scratch on the car, but the kid fractured his arm and was taken to a hospital. Mahmoud followed up with him to see how he's doing, and he's doing a lot better now. While taking down his information, the police saw Mahmoud's Teslacam footage on the Tesla's screen and just said, "Wow, technology is so cool." Mahmoud didn't file an insurance claim since he considers the damage too minor. Would you file a claim for this damage or just let it go? Leave a comment and let us know. Joe was driving his Model 3 in Prosper, Texas when he noticed a pickup truck coming up behind him. Joe told us he's sure he had no previous interaction with this truck and had never seen it before. The truck flew up behind him and started following him through the neighborhood. When they approached an intersection, the passenger of the truck leaned out and threw a rock at the Tesla. Luckily, he had a weak throwing arm and the rock missed. Joe heard him yelling something unintelligible as they sped off. Mac works at a Tesla service center in Orlando, Florida. There are only 2 people working there who drive Models S, Mac and one of his coworkers. As Model S pals, they've developed a routine of intentionally parking their cars next to each other. They always wave a good morning to each other's Sentry mode when they get to work. You've gotta love that. I also see you guys have some sweet Tesla merch. Well, what if we send you guys a couple of Wham Bam hoodies? Maybe you can recreate these clips with some Wham Bam merch on. Speaking of merch, we still need to announce the winners of 2 competitions. First up was the dad joke competition. Why did this truck driver throw a burrito at a Tesla? And the winning joke is, the guy threw the burrito because he knows Teslas don't have gas, so he wanted to make sure the driver did at least. The second competition was about the woman whose car door got caught in the wind, and we asked you to guess how much the repair estimate was. We got over 4,000 entries in this competition, with guesses ranging from $8,000 to $80,000 US. The correct answer was $1,300 US to repair the dent. There were actually 14 correct guesses, so we selected one of them as the winner at random. Congrats to both Josh and the dad joke expert. Hoodies are coming your way. you remember Jeff's dancing colleague who got a hoodie for being that week's real MVP? Well, Jeff's been at it again and sent us another video. This time he was on his way to Rancho Cucamonga for a dentist appointment when he noticed a pimped-out Jaguar speeding up behind him. The Jag was coming up really fast, and Jeff realized the other driver wasn't going to be able to stop. When the Jaguar driver noticed that, he locked up his brakes before sliding into the Kia in front of him. Jeff didn't have a chance to give the footage to the other driver because he was running late for his appointment, but he said this was the first time he'd witnessed a crash right in front of him. He also said he was able to make out the license plate from the video, 8FHF942, but he's not sure how to reach out to the vehicle's owner. Who knows, maybe this video will find them. Josh had parked his Model 3 in Hoboken, New Jersey. He felt comfortable parking in this particular area because the spaces were nice and wide. After coming back a few hours later, he reviewed his Sentry Mode events from the day. In one clip, a Jeep Grand Cherokee practically ran over his Tesla while trying to back into the next spot, even though there was plenty of room. After that, the Jeep just drove away. Josh hadn't noticed any damage when he'd first walked up, so he braced himself before exiting the Tesla to assess the passenger side. There was no damage to the bumper cover, the door, or anything else. Miraculously, only the side mirror was damaged. He made a police report at the scene and showed the responding officer his Sentry Mode footage. After looking up the license plate number, the officer found that the vehicle make and model matched a vehicle on record in Michigan. The vehicle color listed on the record was unknown, so the officer said he wasn't able to fully confirm it was the correct vehicle. Josh followed up with the officer via email, providing enhanced images and videos of the license plate. He asked to be updated when the driver of the vehicle was located so that he could file a claim with his or her insurance provider. Ian and his brother were inside eating at a Chick-fil-A in Loudoun County, Virginia when Ian's car, the silver Dodge Stratus, was hit by another car in the parking lot. Ian thinks the cart demon must have wanted to do more damage than usual. Luckily for Ian, his brother's Tesla saw the whole thing and saved the footage of the incident. The damage seemed minimal at first, but Ian's insurance provider later totaled the car due to damage to the frame and rear suspension. Ian works at the Chick-fil-A, so everyone inside knew it was his car. Ian wanted to send along thanks to his manager Michelle for stopping the vehicle that hit his car, preventing the lady from driving away and making this a hit and run. They called the police, but they said they couldn't do anything because the accident had happened on private property. Ian filed an insurance claim, and 3 months later he finally got a check for the total value of the vehicle. This submitter wanted to spend a nice summer afternoon at the community swimming pool with his family, but just a few minutes after they'd parked their Tesla, a tree dropped a dead branch right on top of it. Right when this happened, a cyclist who was passing by stopped and showed great kindness by removing the fallen branch from the car, possibly preventing further damage. Fortunately, the whole Tesla had been coated with a paint protection film and there was no damage to the paint. After some quick help from the garage that had originally installed the PPF, the car was like new again. The submitter wants to send a thank you both to the cyclist as well as to Foley Center, the shop that helped him with the PPF. T was at the gym when he got a notification on his phone. It turned out that a Volkswagen driver had crashed into his parked Tesla. Another guy who'd been relaxing on his motorcycle saw the whole thing happen. When T came running out, the VW driver owned up to the accident. T thinks that was thanks to the biker nearby. At first, the VW owner wanted to pay for the damage he'd caused out of his own pocket, but when he realized how much it would likely cost, he refused to pay for it and suddenly denied any knowledge of the accident. The case is now being handled by the insurance companies. T provided his Sentry Mode footage, and his insurance provider told him the video makes this an open and shut case. This submitter was on his way to a dance class when there was a road closure right in front of the office complex where the class was held. Right as he was considering squeezing into the driveway, he saw a medical helicopter landing right in front of him. His next thought was, nope, not going to class today. Justin headed straight for that big jump. Wait, what? He's not taking the jump? Okay, I'll stick to the script. Justin was driving his Model 3 in Atlanta, Georgia. The driver of the Volkswagen in the left lane wasn't paying attention and didn't see traffic stopping in front of him. The white SUV in front of him saw him coming and started to swerve to the shoulder, but the VW did the same thing at the last second, barely missing the SUV. The VW never actually stopped and ended up passing 3 cars on the shoulder before rejoining traffic and continuing like nothing had happened. Chris was on his way to the grocery store when he noticed an elderly couple pointing at his car and looking very excited. Stopping, he rolled down his window and said hi to them, thinking they might be interested in the car. Surprisingly, the first thing they said to him was, "It is a Tesla!" He wasn't expecting that. Chris explained that his Tesla is a refreshed Model S Plaid. They started asking all sorts of questions like how long it takes to charge, if he charges at home, etc. At the end, the lady complimented the 21-inch black arachnid wheels and said the car was beautiful. Chris says he's happy to see the older generation appreciating Teslas. If he runs into them again, he'll definitely offer to take them for a ride. Brandon had left his Model Y parked outside of a country restaurant near Martinsville, Indiana, when another driver carelessly let his door slam into the Tesla, leaving some of their paint and a dent in the front passenger door. The driver realized what he'd done and examined the damage more than once, but he didn't bother trying to remedy the situation, leaving the parking lot after getting food to go. Unfortunately, it looks like the video glitched at the worst possible time, right when the license plate would have been visible. If you've ever wondered why some videos have these glitches and artifacts, it's due to a slow USB drive being used, like the standard Tesla USB. Teslacam writes 4 video files simultaneously, and you need to use a high-quality drive that can write files at high speeds and can be written to constantly and overwritten every day. High-speed memory cards will work, and so will SSD drives. We recommend the Samsung T5 SSD, which is inexpensive and very reliable. We put a link to it in the description so you can buy one on Amazon. Let's get back to Brandon, who hasn't been able to read the license plate from the video. He says it would be great if any of our viewers might recognize this guy. If you know who he is, contact us and we'll get the info to Brandon. He wants to file an insurance claim against the driver if he can figure out who he is. Alan from New Zealand sent us another video. He's using cameras on his bike, but he happens to catch a lot of Tesla action. This one might not show a lot of action, but it was his first time seeing a Tesla service vehicle out on a mobile mission. They look really cool, and the experience of having your vehicle repaired at home is truly amazing.